I bought the handgun everyone said was perfect, and a few weeks later, I stopped wanting to shoot it. Didn't make sense at the time. Good brand, solid reputation, guys at the range nodding like I made the right call. And I kept telling myself it was me, until it wasn't. I saw it again the other day. Guy on the line fighting through a mag, shots dropping low, grip shifting every round. Someone next to him goes, "You just need more practice." Watching him struggle, that used to be me. Same pattern, same mistake. I trusted advice that sounded confident. Pick something that looked right on paper, but every time I pulled the trigger, it pushed back just enough to mess with me. That's the mistake nobody warns you about. It doesn't just waste money. It makes you think you're the problem. So these aren't just beginner guns. These are the ones that don't fight you. And one still bothers me. Alex walked past every cheap gun in the case like they didn't belong there. First handgun last year. He wanted something that felt serious, something that looked like a real gun. Price tag mattered, like spending more meant he wouldn't screw it up. He picked something that felt solid in the case, but fought him every shot. First range trip told the truth. He was struggling from the first mag. Recoil snapping him off target, groups all over the place, grip never settling in. Every time we went back, it got worse. Not louder frustration, quieter. He stopped joking, stopped asking questions. After a couple of months, he barely talked about shooting at all. That's the part people miss. It's not when someone struggles, it's when they start pulling away. So I handed Alex my Ruger Security 9. He looked at it like it was a downgrade. Cheap, basic. Not what he wanted his first real gun to be. But he ran a mag anyway, and something changed. Recoil didn't slap him around. Trigger broke the same way every time. He wasn't fighting it anymore. He was actually learning. You could see it. Less tense, more locked in. He never said it, but I knew. That first gun almost pushed him out. And most of them don't even realize that's what did it until they stop showing up. The first time I picked up the Meat SF, already annoyed with myself. I'd spent years believing that if you wanted a gun with a decent trigger and flat shooting, you had to spend real money. Anything cheaper was just going to feel rough and make learning harder. I almost didn't even try it because I didn't want to waste time on another budget disappointment. First magazine, I was waiting for the usual problems to show up. Gritty trigger, snappy recoil, that cheap feel that makes you fight the gun instead of learning on it. But it didn't come. The trigger broke cleaner than I expected. The recoil felt controlled. By the second magazine, I was getting pissed. Not at the gun, at myself. I had convinced myself for years that good shooting feel only came with a higher price tag. And here was this thing, doing exactly what I thought only expensive guns could do. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't trying to impress. It just worked. That's when it hit me. I had been lying to myself. I thought I was being smart by avoiding cheap guns, when in reality I was just overpaying for the same experience somewhere else. The Meaty SF didn't feel like a compromise. It felt like proof that I had been making the wrong assumption for too long. If this one already made me question what I thought I knew about price and performance, the next gun on this list makes that question even harder to ignore. Something felt off, and I couldn't pin it. CZ-P10 in my hands, already a few shots in. Guns running fine, clean, no issues, but my grip kept shifting. Not slipping, just not staying put, like it never fully locked in. I paused, reset my hands, tightened up. Okay, that's better. Shot again. Nope, same thing. What the hell is that? It wasn't recoil, wasn't the trigger, nothing obvious, just this constant need to adjust. Every few rounds, I'm breaking rhythm to fix something that shouldn't need fixing, and now it's in my head. This gun's supposed to be solid. People trust it. Nobody complains about it. So why does it feel like I'm fighting it just to stay consistent? I shoot again, and I'm already thinking about my grip before the trigger breaks. That's when it clicks. Something's wrong, not with the gun, with the fit, and that's the trap. Because the CZ-P10C works. It does everything it's supposed to do, which means nobody tells you, like, it might not be right for you. So you keep adjusting. Keep blaming yourself. Keep trying to figure it out. I respect the P10C, but it never settled in my hands. And when that happens early, you don't realize what it's doing. You just stop trusting what you're feeling. Nobody said pick the Glock. That's what stuck with me. Small beginner class, table full of options, different brands, sizes, finishes, enough variety to make it feel like everyone had a smart choice waiting for them. Instructor didn't guide anything, just stood back and let people decide. You could see how it went. One guy grabbed something compact. Another picked whatever looked expensive. Someone else went for the cool option they'd seen online. Nobody reached for the Glock 19. Then the shooting started. Nothing dramatic, just enough to show who was struggling. Just the usual. Grip issues, slow follow-ups, people getting frustrated without saying it out loud. Instructor steps in, adjusts a stance, watches a couple shot, and then quietly swaps their gun. Try this. No explanation. Same thing happened again. Different shooter, same quiet swap. I started paying attention, same gun. Every time, nobody questioned it. Why would they? By the end, something changed. People weren't fighting the gun anymore. Movements cleaner, less hesitation, like the noise in their head dropped a notch. Class wraps up, gear getting packed. One guy finally asks, "So, what should I actually buy?" Instructor barely smiles. You already shot it, didn't name it, didn't sell it. And that's the part that still messes with me. How many people have already held the right gun and walked right past it? How many better choices are just louder, not smarter? And how many experts keep recommending everything except the one that quietly works? Next one goes wrong in the opposite way. Play that again. He didn't say anything at first, just stared at his phone. Video rolls. First shot looks fine, then it's obvious. Every time the trigger breaks, the muzzle dips. Not huge, just enough. Over and over. He squints, rewinds it. No way. Plays it again. There it is. Every shot. Anticipating it without even knowing. Nobody jumps in to explain it. Nobody needs to. You can see it. That's the problem. What feels controlled in your hands doesn't always look that way when it actually counts. So I handed him the Beretta PX4. He hesitated. Gave it a quick look like it wasn't even in the same league. Chunky slide, old school feel. Not what he thought he picked up a gun for. Run it again. Same drill, same camera. Shot goes off. No dip. Second shot. Steadier. Third, it's still there, but it's softer. Less fight, less flinch. We play that one back. Now he's quiet because the difference is right there in front of him. That's what beginners miss. You don't buy your first handgun based on what feels good for 5 seconds at the counter. You pick the one that holds up when recoil shows up. The PX4 doesn't win in your hand at first. It wins in video when the truth shows up. And if a gun makes you fight every shot, you're not learning. You're just surviving it. I've been shooting a lot lately. I said it like it meant something. We were just standing there, nothing serious. He looked at me for a second, then nodded toward the lane. All right, let's see it. Simple. I stepped up with the equalizer, not thinking twice. That gun had been easy from day one, smooth, light. Never gave me a reason to doubt it. In my head, I was already expecting this to go clean. First few shots, fine. Then it slipped. Not bad enough to call it out. Just not what I thought it would be. A little off. Then again, I slowed it down, tried to tighten things up. Didn't matter. Same result. I could feel it right there. This wasn't lining up with what I just said out loud. I ran it again. Nothing changed. He didn't say anything. Just stood there, watching. That silence hit harder than anything because the gun still felt good, still easy, still right, but I wasn't. The equalizer made everything feel smooth early on. That's the good part. It gets you started without making it feel like a fight, but that's also where you can get careless. I thought comfort meant progress. It didn't. It just meant the gun wasn't pushing back yet. And that's the mistake. If your first handgun feels easy right away, don't treat that like you're done. That's just the door opening. The equalizer gets you through it. What you do after that, that's on you. Don't go basic. That's how it started. Not inside the shop, outside. Heat bouncing off windshields, guys leaning on a truck like they had it all figured out, new kid standing there with a box, still unsure. He had a simple, solid first pick. Then one guy steps in, loud, confident. You'll outgrow that in a month. Get something that actually pushes you. You could see it happen. Questions stopped. Nodding started. That's the moment it goes wrong, because now he's not choosing the first gun. He's trying to look like he knows what he's doing. He walks back in. Comes out with the HK VP9 SK, smaller, tighter, more advanced. Feels like an upgrade for a minute. Then later, grip feels cramped when you're not thinking. Shots start drifting when you try to speed up. Everything takes more effort than it should, but he won't say it because now it's ego. And that's the trap. Not because the VP9SK is bad. It's not. In the right hands, it feels controlled, serious, and built right. But it won't do the beginner work for you if you bought it just to skip looking basic. Your first handgun shouldn't prove something. It should let you repeat clean reps without fighting it. Parking lot advice? It doesn't show up later. When you are the one trying to make it work, it doesn't make sense. I heard myself say it out loud because the Hellcat Pro checked everything. Capacity, size, reputation looked like the smartest pick sitting in that case. At least that's what I told myself. No guesswork, no risk, just numbers lining up clean. That's why I went with it. Not feel, not control. Just what looked right on paper. At first, nothing obvious broke. That's the problem. Some runs felt clean. Next one didn't. Same grip, same pace, different result. And the gun was doing its job. But it wasn't giving me room to be sloppy. Shorter grip, faster return. Every small mistake showed up quick. I kept adjusting little things. Trying to lock it in never stayed. That's where it turns on you. Because now there's no clear mistake to point at. So you start blaming yourself, thinking your consistency sucks. You're just not there yet. But the real mistake was earlier. I picked based on specs. And specs don't show you how a gun teaches. They don't show control. They don't show consistency. They don't show if you can repeat a clean shot 10 times in a row. The Hellcat Pro isn't the problem, but it's not automatically your first teacher either. And the next one goes the opposite way. It doesn't look impressive at all, but somehow people shoot it better without trying to. He didn't pick it up like he wanted it. He picked it up like he was waiting for someone to say something. Standing at the counter, holding the Taurus G3C, still glancing sideways at the Glock, the Smith, the CZ, back to the Taurus, like he had to justify it without saying it out loud. Nobody said anything. That made it worse, because you could see it. This wasn't about the gun. It was about the price. I know people hate these, he said. Quiet. Didn't sound cheap, sounded cornered. That's where it goes wrong. Not buying a budget gun, trusting it too early. Because in that moment, cheap feels like a solution. Like the problem's handled. It's not. The G3C can work. It's simple, affordable, gets you in, but most people don't even give it a real test. They shoot a box, nothing obvious breaks, and they call it good. And that's where it flips, because now they trust it before it's ever proven anything. And by the time something finally shows up, they've already built confidence on it. Cheap doesn't cost you at the counter. It costs you later when you realize what you trusted never earned it. That's what I care about now, not what shoots best day, not what everyone's month, just what stays. What's the one you don't touch, don't trade, don't even think about, because you already know you'd regret it. I didn't always get that right. I've that should have stayed. Took me too long to admit it. Everyone here reasons to be replaced. Newer version, better specs, all of it. Still sitting there. Yeah, some of them still bug me. Stuff I notice every time I shoot them. Doesn't matter. They're not going anywhere. So I'll ask you straight, what did you let go that you wish you didn't? And what's the one you're... What? I'm Steve, and there's one here I'm still waiting to sell it. Hasn't yet.